Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Good day and welcome to the show. Glad to have you guys here. I'm telling you, this morning I've been suffering through some awful software issues. First, one of my cameras won't work. It gave no audio. I plugged it in again. It won't even register on the computer. I tried the other camera. Same thing. Won't even register. It won't even show up on the computer. Tried all the USB jacks on the back of my computer. Tried plugging them in, plugging them out, plugging them in, plugging them out. Tried the front, plugging them in, plugging them out. And then I got it to went bleep bleep, like it accepted it. And then I plugged it in again. It didn't accept it. And then nothing will work. So I'm going back to my old standby, something that will function. That's my telephone. I had to record the show off the telephone, if you can imagine that. So we're getting the show up. It's just that, Anyway, listen. This was a situation that happened. The NATO allies thought that Russia attacked Poland. This is probably worse than anything that happened during the Cold War. Even with the Cuban Missile Crisis. This is a very dangerous situation. Now, today, in the light of day, calmer heads have prevailed. It seems like what really happened was a errant missile from Ukraine landed in Poland. But this just goes to show you how dangerous this war is. The area it's at and what's going on with this war in Ukraine right now. Tremendous situation happening over there. But let me see here what it says. It says that Biden asks for over $37 billion in emergency aid for Ukraine. It says White House asks Congress for $37.7 billion in new Ukrainian aid. And at the same time, where did I have it here? Yeah, well, this is the situation, and evidently this is actually, it's not a good thing that an errant missile went into the sovereign territory of Poland. That's not good, but it's better if it doesn't start World War III. That's a win if it does not start World War III, and but it just goes to show you. They have how dangerous the situation is with that nuclear power plant, especially right in the middle of the war territory. What can I say? Now, as far as the markets are concerned, today we're looking at a gold price of $1,776. It's down $2.60, but it's following a very narrow range right now. The range is between like $1,760 and about $1,785. And right now we're $1,776. That sounds like the year America won their freedom from Britain. 1776. I remember the big celebration. I was down in Florida living at the time in 1976. Big celebration, 1776 to 1976, 200 years American celebration. Those were glorious days back then, back before a number of administrations that came along afterwards that have put us to the point we are now, from then to now. And you can really see it in your paycheck. If you're middle class people out there, seriously, what they've done to you. A number of administrations. Do you remember Nixon resigning? Remember Watergate? Well, that was just the beginning. Now they get a Watergate and they don't even investigate it or whatever. I mean, multiple Watergates. They could have 100 Watergates and they wouldn't even check into it. Now, I mean, we're just to a point now where it's just all accepted. It's called going down the toilet hole. That's what it is. Everything's going down the toilet hole. And just think about your wage back then. One person in the family back then could work hard and make enough money. And we're just talking an average job, an average Joe, to save money every week. And one person had to work in the family. Now everybody works and they still can't save. Americans got no savings left. But we're not the only ones. Almost half the countries out there, all the countries, most of them in the West, are like that now. In fact, worldwide. Okay, so 1778 for gold. Check silver now. Silver is up 6 cents. It's at 21.58. A darn sight better than when it was at $18.50 not that long ago. Take a look at crypto. Now, crypto, when silver was at $18.50 not that long ago, crypto was over $1 billion in market cap. Now it's only 828. Over $1 trillion in market cap. Now it's 828 billion, so it's dropped off significantly. It was over $20,000 for a Bitcoin then, and silver was cheaper. This is a reversal of fortune, because Bitcoin now this morning is at 16,500. Ethereum is at 1,208. So it was like 21,000 or whatever, and now it's 16,000 and whatever. And silver was at like 1850 then. Now silver's like 2150. So we could see quite a little change. So if you had sold your Bitcoin for silver back when Bitcoin was like 22,000, now you would have done pretty well, because silver's went up and Bitcoin's went down. And this trend seems like it might continue. Let's take a look now at the Dow Jones. And we're looking at 49 points to the upside. Now, a few minutes ago, we were 49 points to the downside. So the market is, right now, is questionable. This bear market rally has got such teeth. It's such a powerful rally that it could almost, it's right on the verge of pulling us out of a bear market. I mean, we're up to 33,650, and the highs for the market were only 3,000 points higher than where we're at right now. I mean, this is going by the numbers, Crude oil today is down at $1.56 down at 85.36. The move index now. The move index is 128.62, and so we're seeing it go up a little bit today. Bonds and rates, we're looking at falling yields on the long end of the yield curve. The 10-year is at 3.74, and the 30-year is at 3.91, and we're looking at a fall of 6.4 basis points on the 30-year, and the 10-year we're looking at 5.7 basis point fall. Now, for the dollar index to finish off the market, to finish off the day here, is at 106.34 on the day so far. And we see a low point here at, the low point was at 105.90 of the day. No, 105.88 was the low point of the day. And now it's moving upwards again. Well, guys, I can breathe a sigh of relief, to tell you the truth. Oh, what happened? I was really worried, very concerned last night when I turned on the news and I saw Russian missile attack deep into Polish territory. 2 dead. Article 4 being invoked. I said, oh my gosh, here we go. Here we go. I mean, I was sitting there with I was like this, looking at the news, my hand over my face like that. Oh my gosh. Because I knew the ramifications of that, of a Russian missile strike inside Polish territory, means that's an attack on NATO, and it means first Article 4, an investigation, and then Article 5, war, World War, and then the next step past World War, is what they refer to as tactical nukes. Then. And then strategic nukes after that. It's just like one step after another. Once you go past that line, that's when you're moving into that territory where everything could just snap in a matter of days into something that is unthinkable. And yes, if this is especially dangerous in around that nuclear power plant. I mean, what can I say? How dangerous this whole situation has been this whole time. And the first COVID, we didn't know what it was going to do. We didn't know. I mean, when COVID first came out, everybody knew it was going to morph into something. It could have morphed into something worse, but it morphed into Omicron, and Omicron turned out to be not near as bad as the original. It could have morphed into something worse. It could have morphed into something that was extremely deadly and killed us all. And to think that they're experimenting with these things in laboratories. This is more dangerous, or just as dangerous as nuclear weapons, and they got rules for nuclear weapons. For crying out loud, at least the bigger countries have rules. The smaller countries want to get them. Why this expansion of nuclear is so I mean, the whole world, all the nations out there, they're all moving towards something unthinkable where we could eradicate ourselves as a species if we're not careful. Because the further we go, and this doesn't happen, and they're not controlled. Like if they don't control these laboratories that can create these level 3 and level 4 pathogens, if they don't control that, if they just say, okay, create them all you want, do whatever you want, bioengineering on pathogens and gain of function research, fine, do it. If they just go that direction, it's just like it was back when we had nuclear proliferation, which is happening all over again right now. It's beginning all over again, and now they're creating these weapons that can move much faster. They're called these newer generation of nuclear weapons. So the longer we go, and the longer we progress without any laws in there to keep this under control, they're going to build more and more nuclear weapons, and they're going to create more and more pathogens. It's just a matter of time until we are eradicated as a species, unless we start to do something to say, hey, wait a minute. What are you guys doing? Because it's not us, the people, that are creating these things. It's our leaders. And they're using our taxpaying dollars to do it. So unless we sit back and say, hey, what are you guys doing over there? Why are you creating pathogens that can destroy us all? Why are you creating new nuclear weapons that can fly faster, burn us better and quicker, and fly down low so that they're not detected? Why are you creating all this crap and using our taxpaying dollars to do it? Why? Until we question them. They're going to keep right on doing it, and they're going to, sooner or later, pow, 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 ping, 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 we're all gone. It's just a matter of time. And so, as long as everybody sits out there and they don't do anything about it, they don't question it, they say, okay, fine, here's our taxpaying dollars, go out and create all these pathogens to kill us, and go out and create these new, powerful new weapons, space weapons that can rain down on us in 3 seconds from space and blow us to pieces, and use our taxpaying dollars to do it. As long as we take that attitude and we look to them as our salvation, well, yeah, I mean, you won't know what hit you. Probably sometime within the next 20 years, you won't know what hit you. You'll be just going along your day, heading to work, and the sky will light up. And you'll just be on the other side. And you won't know what hit you. That's where we're going. And that's what we want for us, and that's what we want for our children. We'll just keep letting them have a free hand to do whatever in the heck they want. Because what we've done is we've elected into power people who have no morality whatsoever. They just want to get for themselves. They want to get more and more power for themselves. They want to get more and more money, prestige, and everything else for themselves. And this is the way they see to do it. And they're just going to keep moving on in this direction because this is the direction they've been moving in. And we haven't said anything up till now. That's because we've been living in this Goldilocks period that's lasted for 40 or 50 years. It's not normal for the planet. This planet is a planet where periodically we go through a period of terror. A giant meteor comes out of the sky and wipes out all the dinosaurs. An ice age comes, whatever. A giant volcano, Yellowstone blows up in North America, it's lights out for all of North America. This is the normal. We went through this 40-year period of abnormality of it being very peaceful. There being all kinds of money in the system, credit creation, good times for like 40 or 50 years there. Between the baby boomer generation, around when the war ended, I think it was 1944, World War II ended. Between that period of 1944 and 2020 is basically the Goldilocks period. It's a longer period. It's a long period, but it was like roses and sunshine. It was really good while it lasted until COVID came. Now COVID, one thing after another now. And now we're going into a more normal period. And normal periods, we have on this planet what's called extinction level events. And sometimes we can get them one right after another. And now we can create our own extinction level events. Hooray! And I mean, our governments were giving them the money to do it. If regular extinction level events aren't bad enough, like a meteor coming from space, or a solar flare, or or something like a supernova or something like that. If that's not bad enough, we're going to create our own for ourselves. And what even makes it even worse and more ironic is the fact that we're going to use our tax-paying dollars to do it. Come on. We should be using our tax-paying dollars to feed the poor, to stop wars, to figure out how to stop wars, to figure out how to do peace deals and get wars settled back down again, to open up boundaries on the earth so that we can actually trade freely back and forth between nations, things like that, to control things that pollute the environment and to move forward with this is what we should be using our tax-paying dollars for. We shouldn't be using our tax-paying dollars to create the biggest bomb and have this contest to see who can create the biggest bomb and who can move it the fastest over across the ocean to the next guy. Because these bombs are like boomerangs. You launch that bomb, that's the fastest you got, and they're going to launch the fastest they got towards you. And it's just like a boomerang, you throw it and it comes right round and hits you back in the face. We don't want that. We don't need that. We never asked for that. As people, we never really asked for that. Well, since when did we vote and say, yes, we want the fastest bomb ever that'll blow us up, and please build the most dangerous viruses so that we can all be sick. This is what we want. Yes, check the box. Here, we've done a referendum. That's what we want. When did we do that? I think that's the opposite of what we want as the people. Anyway. Thank you guys for listening. I know I got off on a little bit of a rant. But it needs to be said, that some sort of controls need to be in place so that we don't eradicate ourselves as a species. And to help us to manage things so that we don't end up dying in our own excrement. We'll catch you guys in the next show. Bye-bye.